Got the water going through, water's turned on, hoses are pulled, reels are locked. Got the surface cleaner out, ready to go for that after we finish. It's at this point that we're ready to fire up the pump and the pressure washer and get washing, so I'll catch you. Waiting for the air to come out of my power washer line. Alright, I can smell it, and if you look closer there, you can see the bubbles running down. So we got our mix coming out. At this point we are ready to wash. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, since it's 60 degrees and overcast, I'm not gonna pre-wet the house, but I always pre-wet the windows. So pre-wet the windows. Make sure they're not gonna dry any bleach on there and have spots. You cool the windows down and then they won't hot flash. You don't want to hot flash the windows. What that means is the bleach dries because they're warm, and then you'll have spots because sodium hypochlorite is what bleach is. So that's basically putting salt on the windows. So now at this point I'm going to coat this side of the house, and then I am going to very quickly rinse that aluminum flashing up there. You should coat from the bottom to the top so you don't have streaks. But as long as you put it on fast enough in a small section, kind of like I just did, you'll be alright. So I can see this stuff turning color already. See these spider webs? Only thing you got to do to get rid of these spider webs is just spray them. Let them sit, and they'll rinse right off. So at this point, this little 10-foot, 12-foot section I just did here is done. Just got to rinse it. You don't want this stuff to dry, even if it means spraying the chemical back on the same section again. It doesn't have to be water. You just don't want this stuff to dry on the house. All right, so that's been sitting for about 5 minutes. At this point, we can go ahead and start rinsing all this off, and this side already looks a million times better. So I always just make sure the windows stay wet. That way we don't get dry spots on them, we don't get chlorine spots. You don't have to rinse them all constantly as you're washing, just keep them wet. And then what I do is, as soon as I'm done rinsing the whole house, or that whole side of the house, at that point I'll spend about 4 seconds on each window pane with just water, top to bottom, and that works real well. Using that method, I have not had a call back for windows, so I'll just keep going with it. Alright, so what I did here is I opened up my tip on my nozzle here. Now I'm doing more of like a spray, a fan, which gives me more coverage. Now you'll notice all these spider webs hitting windows again. You'll notice all these spider webs that were on here when I first started. I'm going to barely touch them with the water, and then they're going to just roll right off. So you don't need to get like a brush and, you know, extension pole, the brush on it and all that crap. All you got to do is just leave the spider webs where they are, spray them with your house mix, and then just rinse them off real good when you're doing your rinse, and they come right off. They melt. It melts them. I learned that the hard way, but I did learn it. I'll show you what that looks like. So here we had a spider web. I haven't rinsed this yet. All I did was spray my chemical on it. So watch this. See all the spider webs there? Just like that, they're all gone. You just gotta spray them with your mix. That's it. There was a lot on there, but they melted right off. You know, when you get these gutters, you gotta go all different angles, you know, get all that stuff from behind the gutters. So that's good, that's done. I'll show you another spider web, hold on. All right guys, at this point, I have rinsed this whole side of the house. It looks great. Now all I gotta do is go back through and do that window rinse I was telling you about. 4 seconds of pain, and then move on, top to bottom. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then you follow the soap down, make sure it's not sitting on the side and you're done. That's it, y'all. Now we're clearing this corner. I'm going to make that S pattern right here in this corner to go around the front of the house. Alright, on this front side, I'm going to speed things up a bit. I'm going to wash this front side as fast as I normally would when I'm not recording, and you guys can see how the whole process goes. With soap coming back, rinsing it off, and moving to the next side. Alright, catch you later. I've pulled all my lines up here to the front. I got the red pulled all the way down to the end, and then back, and then the black on the outside, which is my rinse line, pulled all the way down, back to this side. So they're not twisted around each other. I'm spraying this door because I don't want to get soap on it dry. I want to make sure this door stays nice and wet because it is a stained door. So I am going to pay attention to this. Got the outlet tape there. I'm going to rinse these windows off real quick. Right here. I'm just getting them wet, cooling them down, making it harder for that bleach to stick to them. See here, already almost done with our pre-rinse here. I'm not washing dirt right now, I'm just getting the windows wet, cooling them down. Now I'm going to take this gun back, set it on the outside where the black line is so I don't get it crossed with the red. Now we're going to apply our soap. I can cover this whole side of the house right now without rinsing because it's cool outside. It's not a very big house. Got my nozzle adjusted. Now we're going to go ahead and apply our soap, and then we'll be ready to rinse. Looking good. You gotta always hit the gutters, man. So when I get to this door, I'm gonna actually carry my rinse line with me, and I'm gonna spray the door with the rinse line while I'm applying the chemical. So this is already having a reaction, looks great. I'm gonna shoot some behind these bushes. Alright, so I safely washed around that door. Now we're coming over here, trying not to hit this green camera too much. We're gonna have to slightly rinse that off. All we're doing here is coating. You see this dirt running right down. Get up around the windows. If this is aluminum like it is, this is aluminum flashing around the windows. Look at that dirt. What you want to do is make sure you keep that wet and rinse it. Spider webs. That's gonna look nice. You don't want this stuff to dry on aluminum, especially red or blue. Any colors like that, it's not good. So that's done. Gotta watch out for this guy. Now what I'm gonna do is make sure this is coated evenly so it don't spot. Looks consistent, you know. Make that look consistent. All right, now we're gonna do this side. There. Hitting around the windows. Remember what I said about the aluminum flashing? I'm gonna hit up here. Oh yeah, stuff's coming out nice. I can see the dirt and stuff running down already. I'm gonna go up here, see that stuff up there? Gonna make sure we hit the gutters real good. Alright. The mouse. Alright, so we got the gutters covered real good here. I'm gonna go back through and rinse my door and the windows, hit them real quick. and then we'll start rinsing the whole thing. Gotta keep the windows wet. Keeping the windows wet, keeping that door wet. So we're done. Rinse off the ring. Keep the windows wet. I'm not rinsing the windows yet, I'm just keeping them wet. Alright, now we're going to rinse the whole house on this side. Another thing I want to point out, when you see siding like this, you want to spray at a 45-degree angle down it so you're not spraying behind the siding. See how that piece is sticking out? Right there. We're going to spray behind it like this. Push it at a 45-degree angle. Alright, so I'm going to rinse this whole house. 45-degree angle roughly, push it down, and I'll get back. Spider webs right there. Look at it run right down. Look at that. Comes right off. Up there, comes right off. Alright, so what I like to do is rinse the gutters first, but sometimes you get ahead of yourself. And anyways, make sure you hit the gutters good. Keep the gutters wet, just like the windows. So you're done. Re-wetting the windows. Re-wetting the windows, re-wetting the flashing. Alright, now let's get going. Now we got rinse around these windows real good. Always want to get back in here real well. Get around the lights, rinse the lights off. See these spider webs? Watch them run right down. Look at that. They just run right down. Like they were never there. And all I did was spray the soap on and let it sit. Alright, we're done here. And then just in case we hit the door on accident with a rinse, we're going to re-rinse the door off again. We hit the door last because it's a spot that we're worried about. So get everything real good. Get in these cracks. Now we hit the door and the windows. Top to bottom. Alright, so finished with the front. Just pulled my hose from the front, making my snake over here so we can hit this side. Be back with you in a second. I did pre-rinse this side because of the wooden thing there, the decoration, and then the garage doors. So I did pre-wet this side, the red aluminum flashing. This side's a little different, but I did pre-wet it just because of all those things. I decided to pre-wet it. Other than that, straightforward, same thing as the other sides. Alright, I'm gonna get this thing coated, I'll get back to you. Watch this. Got a bunch of dirt up here, check this out. turning already. That's gone. Alright, now we're rinsing out here. Get this wood wet. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good too. Spider web's coming right off. Alright, almost done with this side, rinsing here. We had a spot of bird poop there. We had some stuff up there and there, but now it's all gone. That turned out real good. We're gonna move to the other side now. I already started hitting this a little bit. But check out this spot right here. This is really cool. Look at that. So this side I already hit. I'm gonna hit these gutters. I'm gonna hit these gutters again with chemical. So you can see up there's like a bunch of black stuff on top on this little overhang, the gutter guard. So I'm just gonna hit this again and let it sit, and then I'm gonna blast it off. Okay. All right, so that's been sitting a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and blast this off. Blasting this off right here. It's gone. Want to make sure you clean out the screen tracks. You got your screens here. Want to move them around, clean them out. Move them back. You know, back here you can see that line of stuff in there. So we gotta. Look at that turned out good. Guys, I'm on my last side here. I'm going to pre-wet my windows and knock it out quick. So what I did was I went ahead and rolled my hoses halfway up, so I'm only using what I need here and they're not in the way. That goes back to the hose management thing again. Just making it easier on yourself, you know. That's the little things like that that separate you from the rest, is just being manageable with your time, efficient with your time, doing all the right things in the right order. So just like that, I'm ready to put some chem on this side. So how do you wash windows without leaving spots on them? You pre-rinse them and you put the soap on, and you rinse them 4 seconds each. One pane at a time. There you go. We got a lot of spider webs here. That was a good spot for a before and after photo. Right here. That's gonna look real good when we're done. Make sure you get behind the gutters. It's like all this stuff here. All that. We're gonna get all that out of there. And in there. Remember, you got to get inside these window frames, but you got to make sure the windows are closed first. That's why I always say Close your windows. A lot of times you'll have good customers that'll ask you if there's anything they need to do, prepare for you coming. You just tell them, yeah. Move any of your plants, furniture, you don't want to get sprayed with chemicals. And close your windows. That's a good start. Here we go. Check this out. You get behind there and the cracks. In there, see all that algae there? Up on the top there. All that algae in there. Alright, I'll get back with you in a second once I'm done with this. Look at this dirt running down. Beautiful. Alright, remember that spot that was real bad? Check this out. I'm gonna go rinse it right now. Remember that spot that was real bad over here? By the trailer? I hadn't even rinsed it yet. Look at that. Spider webs melt right off. So you can remember this is that corner. There you go. There's that corner that had all that stuff in it. It's good now. And there you can see, over here you see the spider webs. They're all hit with chemical, they're gonna melt right off now. Watch this. So easy to rinse off. Look at that. So easy to rinse off. You spray the spider webs with bleach, let it sit for 2 minutes. Come back, rinse it off with garden hose pressure, man. That's all it takes. Look at that. That was all spider webs. Before you leave the job, when you're done applying your chemical and rinsing again, check the windows. A lot of times I got to go back over windows a little bit. They'll get spots on them, like, see if I can find one. That's a good example, like this right here actually. You can see this stuff right here will come off. You just got to hit it again. So I'm going to hit that again, and then we're going to re-rinse this window. The best way I've found to clean gutters is to just hit them with your house mix. It's usually a 1% mix or a 1.5% mix usually at the most. You'll just spray it with your mix, let it sit. I'm gonna stop right here by this post, 3 to 5 minutes. Just don't let it dry if it's real sunny. Might have to be quicker than that. And rinse it, and if you gotta hit it again, you gotta hit it again. There's no need to get a brush. I found that I used to brush them, I was impatient, but I found that if you hit them once, rinse, hit them again, rinse, it's usually all gone. Works just about every single time. Alright, here we are at this spot. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, show you what that looks like. Sat here for 5 minutes and dwelled. I can do 5 minutes because it's not very hot out. Now we're just gonna rinse. You can see right here where I stopped rinsing. Looks good, man. And remember that spot that had the stuff on it? It's gone now. I can't even tell which window it was because it's gone. So, might have been this one. Yeah, whichever one it was, it's gone. Alright, just finished washing all this, rinsing it. It's all good to go. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my last part right here. Blow all these leaves off. I'll set up a time lapse on this. It'll be pretty cool to watch. All right, well, I just finished this job. I'm headed out right now, turning around in the driveway. All right, I'm gonna go get some groceries, go home, eat some good food.